You ever feel like you're just not good enough? Maybe you feel a little bit of an imposter syndrome happening where you just feel like, well, what do I have to offer that somebody else would really benefit from? Look, we all go through it as entrepreneurs. I've been through it. Many people have been through it as well. It's a challenge. It's real, and it does stop people in their tracks. When in reality, sometimes it's just a matter of the way we're positioning it in our minds, the way we're looking at it, right? So what ends up happening is we will compare ourselves where we are today to somebody who's been doing it for 30, 40 years. And we say, "Whoa, I would never be as good as that person." Well, how do you know that, right? Well, you're not there today. I get it. No problem. Everybody starts somewhere. And these people who you're comparing yourselves to, they also started somewhere. And they started out really small, right? But they kept at it. And they kept going, and step after step after step after step. And now what you're looking at is the result of many, many, many years of that kind of dedication to whatever it is that they do. So the mistake we make is we compare ourselves to people who've been doing it for a very long time. And they're really, really good. They're really excellent. And you might feel, well, I'm just getting started. What right or what business do I have to step into this arena? Now, I want you to see it a different way, right? Wherever you are along that timeline, that journey, wherever you are along that timeline, there is somebody who isn't quite there yet, who's behind you, who would love to know what you know. So instead of comparing yourself to the top person, right? Compare yourself to where you were yesterday. Compare yourself to people who aren't quite there yet. And then it'll start to give you a little bit of confidence and go, you know what? A person who's just brand new to this, is just getting started. I can help them at least with step 1 and step 2. And as you do that, then maybe you start to learn step 3, step 4, and you'll be able to help them go a little bit further. And it's a dedication to that over years of work that you'll end up being the top person in your industry. I've seen it happen again and again. Challenge is when people start feeling the imposter syndrome, they bury their head in the sand. They give up. They say, well, this isn't for me. I'll never be as good as. And once you have that belief, it becomes your reality, right? Unless you say, someday, my intent is to become as good as the top person in my industry, whatever that is. And you can say, okay, so what do I need to do? Well, let's start looking at the top person. Let's start learning from the person who's done the journey and is many steps ahead of where you are right now. A lot of lessons you can learn, right? As Tony Robbins always said, success leaves clues. It does. And it's up to you to find what those clues are and pick them up and start learning. What do they believe? How do they act? How do they build it? And don't look at them where they are now. Look at them when they first got started. What did they do differently maybe than what you're doing right now? So I look at, the motivation industry. I look at entrepreneurship. I look at people who, started a business. Like, you might look at Amazon.com and you might say, well, Jeff Bezos, he's so lucky. Look at the business he's built. Sure. Hard to compare yourself wherever you are now to that. That's massive success. Go back to 1995 when he's working out of his garage and he's the only person in the company. And all he started with was a vision. And he said, I, want to be the online bookstore that carries every book. That's where the word Amazon comes from, the Amazon River, right? The longest list of books, longest river. That's what he wanted to be. That was the initial vision. And he built upon that. And today, it's a behemoth of incredible scale. But you don't compare yourself to that. You compare yourself to, could you do what he was doing back in 1995? Could you be the one person with the vision, the dream, and then take the actions that align with that and never lose sight of it? And don't let yourself feel like, oh, I'm not good enough. Yeah, that may be true today if you're comparing yourself here. But if you're comparing yourself to people who are just getting started, you're a step or two ahead of them. And those people will always look up to you. And then you start to build from there. And as you get better and better and better, that list of people behind you becomes longer and longer who want to learn from you, who want to follow in your footsteps, who want to support you, who want to be part of. And as you go up that ladder a little bit more, that just builds and builds and builds. So you can't let faulty beliefs, as I like to call them, get in the way. You're way too good for that. You got this. Hey, I'm hosting a live webinar where we're going to talk more about this kind of stuff. Get the latest dates and times in the comments or the description below. And there's a link in there, renegade.club/register, renegade.club/register. And I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much for watching. Please share this video with your friends and followers.